starting again.
Yeah, I made Kathleen watch my favorite documentary, maybe probably one of my favorite movies.
It's really good.
It's a great. I mean, I'm surprised it isn't more well known.
I heard of it. Like, it's not like I think
it?
a lot. Like, just it's the 9/11 documentary with those French brothers who were actually there.
And it's hard to find a little bit.
It was really hard to find.
It's called 9/11. That's it. So like you put in 9/11, it fucking like
every documentary.
Does it melt steel beams? Like,
everything goes.
It's just
up.
like 100 conspiracies pop up. But
yeah.
This 9/11 documentary is just the French filmmakers that were filming.
A documentary about a fire hall.
Just a documentary about. It was basically like some grant money project for public television in France.
Yeah.
These two reasonably well-known filmmakers are going to film like a new recruit.
Yeah.
In New York City. What's it like being a firefighter in New York?
And that new recruit's name was Tony.
Tony.
And Tony was like a lovable kind of like big doofy dude.
Yeah, he was
cute.
He was dense.
And he got hired. You keep saying 1 month, but he got hired because I remember it said July. So he got hired in July. And he was so excited to be a fireman in New York.
Couldn't wait to get to his first fire.
And instead of doing fires, he didn't get any fires, but they would like play pranks on him, and like I guess that's what they do when they have nothing else. They just razz the new guy. And he never got a fire, and he never got a fire, and he never...
And they would go to like, oh, there's a little, there's a car that's on fire, but that's not a fire.
That's not a real fire.
Tony, you haven't been to a fire yet. And then all of a sudden, 9/11 happens, and it's Tony's first fire.
Yeah.
Tony's first fire
was 9/11. And that's not what Sean and I call 9/11, Tony's first fire.
Yeah, we call 9/11 Tony's first fire.
And we believe that Tony's first fire was an inside job for sure.
And also, Tony didn't go to the fire.
No, he sat in the fire hall.
Tony came in on it was like his day off or something. So he came in and he was just like polishing the poles.
And I think they told him to stay there because everyone else left and someone had to stay at the fire hall. So he was just there, like answering the phone and like doing
I guess
stuff.
if it's your first fire, they're probably like, you know what? No, this is not a great training opportunity.
This seems like a big one. So
this isn't one where we're going to be able to walk you through this.
Yeah.
We got to go up 80 flights of stairs and then put people out.
That's like that. Like that's the thing that you don't even think about. Like when you think about what happened on that day, and that's why watching this documentary is crazy because like it goes from like just watching them realize what's happening in real time, and it's really fucked up. And like they walked upstairs in fire gear with fire gear, like, and walked up to a burning building. Like
they had to go up 80 floors.
That's why firemen are called heroes.
Yeah, and they had
because
to go
that's
80,
a hero move.
They had to go up 80 floors, and then people that were coming down were just saying, "Get out."
Yeah,
what are you doing going up there?
And they kept going.
Yeah, they had to.
People were running by them saying, "Don't go up there, don't go up there," and they just kept going. And then like, I don't remember why they finally decided to turn around was it because the one next to them fell or something? I can't remember.
Well, I mean, firefighters get a lot more credit than cops because their enemy is fire. You know what I mean? Like, cops' enemies are human beings. Yeah. Human interactions with humans. So sometimes we're going to be, but you're never going to see like a video of like, look at this fucking piece of shit firefighter putting out this fire. And then like, look at how he did it. Look at his technique. He pissed on the fire.
How dare he?
Yeah, like you're just never going to see video footage of like firefighter brutality.
Yeah.
He really was way too hard on that fire.
Way too hard on that fire. He took way too much out on that fire. That fire was just standing there minding its own business.
That fire was just a little grease fire.
That fire was unarmed.
It was isolated in the kitchen. It wasn't going to spread to a bedroom.
It wasn't spreading. That fire
was just like one of the burners.
He didn't need to go in
and then he came in there full hose.
With a axe. With a fucking axe and a hose. Taking out this fire.
He hosed down the whole kitchen.
That fire was out in like 5 minutes. And
defund the firefighters.
That fire was out in 5 minutes and he kept spraying.
This is typical of what these firefighters do nowadays.
It's upsetting and disgusting.
So anyways, they don't get any trouble for how they put out fires. No. But cops, like, it's it's just their fire is human beings.
Yeah, I know.
And we're worse than fires.
We're way more unpredictable than fires.
We spread very easily.
Very easily. We do. And we can be bad, and I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a police officer for that reason. Like you're just not like it's the one job where you think you're going in to help, and then you find out that all you deal with day in and day out is the bad shit in life. So of course that's going to turn you and make you angrier. I mean, there's some that go in just being awful people. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking of like somebody that wants to go in and help and be a cop, and like, so you do that, and then you go to a murder scene and there's children dead, or you go into another domestic abuse and a woman is beat, so they see this every day, and then of course you're going to turn hard. Of course you're going to be jumpy and suspicious of everybody around. Like, of course it's going to be, it's just something the brain would do.
I'm a big money person.
There's no money in police.
There's no money.
None.
Like, if the job was the job, that it paid, similar to like a surgeon.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, that's your fucking job.
Yeah.
Deal with it, you piece of shit. And if you made a mistake, I'd be like, well, fucking get better. You make $110,000 a year, you goof.
But when you're getting $15
an hour.
It's
like, when it really isn't good money, I'm like, I don't know what we expect of these people. I don't expect the janitor to buff the floor properly every time.
Like, I'm not just saying it's just because it's America, but I think America uses the hero thing to get people who like aren't rich. Like, you've seen it's not the Bowling for Columbine. It's the one he did after about Osama bin Laden. It's Michael Moore's. Anyway, they showed how like they will go and recruit the poorest people to go into the military because like you'll get a free education, you'll get paid, but you'll also be a hero. Here's a flag. Look, there's an eagle flying on you. You're a fucking hero. And then they go into black communities where you could be a hero. You could be a hero.
It's not. If you go into a black community trying to recruit people in that community to become police officers, you're not flying a hero flag.
No, not police officers. I'm talking about military.
Oh, military.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. But then, like, with military, then you can use that with a fire department. You can use it with the police officer. Sure. You'll be a hero and you get
Get your teeth fixed.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
Basically just like, I'm willing to risk my life for new teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
didn't realize dental work was so expensive, so that's why I got into policing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's such a fucked up mess. It's still, like...
But we saw, the other movie that we saw that was also great was Titanic 2.
It exists. It exists. There was like
was it supposed to be that bad?
I think it was just like, it was like a D-level Hollywood movie. Like, it was like they probably got $1 million from some rich producer that's like, yeah, make the movie. But $1 million to make a movie is not a lot of money. So I bet you they filmed that on the Queen Mary. They filmed it on the Queen Mary that's in Long Beach. If you've ever been to Long Beach, it's that big ship. Is that the Titanic? It looks like it, but it's not it at all. And so they probably, that's why they filmed it at night. You couldn't see anything happening.
The entire thing was, they basically had 15 minutes at the start of the movie where you see it take off. And then people are waving, and that's during daytime. Yeah. The rest of the movie is midnight.
Yeah.
And just to save money on CGI. Yeah. So like there's a wave coming. Like there's
and then
a
they
wave.
would shake the camera.
Somebody would look up and they'd be like, ah! And then as an audience member, you just see them staring into space. Yeah. You just see them staring into blackness.
Oh yeah.
And then whoa! And then they fall down.
So when they go up to the North Pole, because I guess what happens like all these. What happens with all they get attacked by icebergs.
Yeah, basically like, you said climate change wasn't real. Like they tried to shoehorn climate change into it where like glaciers are melting and then the glaciers that are melting
fall in the ocean and make tsunamis.
And then make massive waves that take out Titanic 2.
And there's just so many parts where my favorite.
My favorite part was the dialogue there was like a nurse on board Titanic 2. And then the rich guy,
the millionaire who's like
paid for the entire
Titanic too.
But that's her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, there's some tension there. Real lots of baggage.
So then they're just standing there. And the dialogue was so slow.
It took 5 minutes for them to say something that should have taken 20 seconds.
It was like Macbeth, except everybody was going, hey.
Yeah.
And you're like, why are they making such a big...
Is this when she said, I'm sorry about your dad?
Yeah, that was the dialogue where she... he looks at her and he goes, I called you, And then she's like, yeah, like after 6 months.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, your dad punched me in the nose. And then...
This is actually the dialogue. This is literally the dialogue.
And then she says, yeah, well, you stole his boat and went on a joyride at 2 a.m. And then he's like, ugh. And then there's like a pause and then she says, I was sorry to hear about your dad. I know you two were close. And then he says, don't mention it. Which doesn't make any fucking sense.
Don't mention it.
Don't mention the death of my father.
That's not what you say. Don't mention it too. Like,
yeah. If somebody says, thank you for getting me that tuna sandwich, you say, don't mention it. That's the context. Is like, you know, hey, thanks for that. Dad, don't mention it. Don't worry about it. Like when somebody says, I'm really sorry I heard about your dad's death, they say, don't mention it. It makes it sound like you're really not dealing with it very well at all.
No, not at all. No.
Don't bring up my father's death.
Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. It was very funny. And then there's like the scene where it sails out of the harbor, and I guess it was supposed to be set in New York Harbor, but you can tell it's Long Beach. There's like palm trees, and then the next shot you see the front of the boat, and then you see the Statue of Liberty. Like someone just took it in their hand and
it looks like a cartoon.
Yeah, it looks like a cartoon. Like, oh yeah, when those scientists were trying to get off the North Pole before it got swallowed up, and like Brooke Burns was one of the scientists.
Brooke Burns was one of the
brunette.
Scientists.
They tied her hair brunette because scientists aren't blonde.
No, but she was wearing heels.
Oh, the whole time, chunky heels the whole time, running around in these heels,
running away from glaciers that are falling.
She would wear like total like protective gear. Like she'd be looking like she was like safe in her clothes, and then she'd be wearing like stiletto heels. Or
one of my favorite things in a movie too, because there was one scene where like the glacier started rocking.
Yeah.
And one character had been told, like one of the actors was told, like, you know, stand there and then go, whoa! So like there's two characters that are standing on what is supposed to be like a glacier that's falling down, and one of them goes, whoa!
And the other one just stands there.
So one person is trying to show, whoa, this glacier's crazy, my feet are...
And she totally almost fucked up a line, and they just kept it in. They had like a blooper in the movie.
Yeah, she's like, she was talking on a helicopter, and then they're like, what is that? And she goes, that's a... She just completely flubs the line.
And she even looked at the camera like, are we going to do that again?
Yeah.
And then they kept going.
She was a maximum model actress.
Yes.
Where like she's used to like, what's up, camera?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're in a fucking D movie and you're supposed to be playing like a scientist, and the camera comes and you're like, oh wait, I'm not supposed to look at it. I'm supposed to look at this old actor, other old actor.
And then the ending. And I don't know if we should tell the ending or not. Like if people want to watch, I kind of want people to be...
You're not ruining it.
Like our ending, when we saw it though, we literally just went, what? Like
I've never been that horrified at the end of a movie.
Yeah, we'll spoil it. Like the millionaire, they're all in the boat and they're trying to get saved, and then the millionaire, to save the girl, he stayed underwater and she dragged him around with her for a while and then pulled him up and tried to give him CPR for like 10 minutes, but
and then the crazy part is like,
you think the
she was like, the idea was, oh no, there's only one breathing apparatus, but I'll give it to the girl. And then like, oh, he's such a great guy.
Yeah.
And it turns out he was a good guy.
I guess we're getting
so
married
then
after.
The water is slowly rising up on these two characters, and they're like, what are you gonna do? I won't be able to breathe. Like he's explaining it to her, like what, you know, like, and then she's like, breathe, breathe. And then it just goes on for about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then she cries.
Yeah.
And then the movie's over.
Yeah.
We don't have any.
He's dead.
We don't know what happens to them.
Black. Yeah,
we don't know what happens to the other.
We didn't even know what happened to the Titanic too, for real. We don't really even know that.
There's 400 people on the boat.
Yeah.
And they all, you know, they got off into life rafts. No closure, no denouement. No unwinding of the plot.
No.
Nothing. There was no...
I literally think they ran out of money and they're like, well, we can't afford to film for another week, so let's just end it here, guys. Thanks for all your hard work. That's a wrap.
They definitely ran out of cash.
But the other part of that movie that I love, and this is something that I love in all movies, I love watching extras act. And the extras in this movie were magnifique. They all thought they had leading roles. They were just incredible, like, reactors, and like, oh my god. Just watch the movie just to watch the extras, because they're so good.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right, because the extras were an interesting mix of two different types of extra. One extra that was like, how the fuck did I not get a speaking part in this? You know, they're super mad that they didn't get a speaking part in the Titanic 2. So they're like, I'll fucking show you.
Yeah.
And then there's another extra that literally was like my family.
Yeah.
Like it would be like throwing my family into a set, and then they're like, what? And whoa!
It was so
like fun. Everybody was just like, I'm in a movie. Like they were like looking around, like fucking, this is cool, Irene. Like they were literally just like, it almost like was like they were vacationers that were in Long Beach somewhere, and then they were like, hey, you!
Do you want to be in a movie for a day?
Come on, get over here!
Yeah,
like we don't want to. We're not hiring union. We don't have craft services.
Yeah.
get here.
Do you want $25
Sure.
to be in a movie?
I guess we could cancel the day.
Yeah, some family from Wisconsin would be like, we're going to be in a movie.
They looked like they didn't belong there. So
it was so weird.
And especially in a movie where you're supposed to have a bunch of like the boat, because you need a lot of work from the extras in a movie like Titanic or Titanic 2.
Yeah.
Because the actors have to be constantly showing, holy shit, like there's a bunch of us in the boats going. But then some of them would just stand there, and others would like fall over. I mean, it was just insane.
Yeah, it was a great movie. If you want to watch if you love really bad movies, like I love going and finding movies that are rated 1 and watching them, because sometimes that's almost better than watching a.
It was entertaining. I never watch.
Usually I'll shut them off like 10 minutes in, but that one had my attention the whole fucking time. That movie.
Yeah, and it ended in a way that you're like, was that a cliffhanger?
Well, I think they want to make Titanic 3.
Am I supposed to watch Titanic 3?
I think they want us to watch Titanic 3.
And it just starts like, he's dead and we're saved.
Yeah.
That's the
But
end.
they're deserted on a deserted island.
But the dialogue was just...
watching that made me realize anybody can write a movie script and it can get made, because somebody gave people money to make that movie.
That's what I was wondering about. Was it supposed to be bad? So like we're yelling at this thing that was made.
It's like Sharknado, you know Sharknado? Yeah. So it's like, what a weird kooky story, and then they get a couple of... If they had an actor in there that was a bit more... I think Brooke Burns was like the only... And the dad, but I don't even know who that dad was. Yeah. He's just always a bad guy in Die Hard or something like that kind of movie guy.
Yeah, he was a solid actor.
He was good. He was like the best actor in it. Like,
he was like the only guy who could act.
Yeah, when you watched him act, you're like, oh, this is a real movie. And
he actually brought Brooks up a bit.
He did.
He acted her up a little bit.
Oh, he really did.
He was solid. He'd get in the helicopter, but he was always in a helicopter going, move. What was the guy's name that was flying the helicopter? He was like some kind of fucking Sly or...
something like that.
I can't remember. It was like some cool military name.
And you thought he was going to have like a real part in that movie, but he ended up just being a helicopter pilot. He just flew them around.
He worked, just the connections were, oh my
It was like anybody could write a movie and anybody could get a movie made. Like that's the funny part. And oh my God, when the billionaire comes on the boat and he's like surrounded by like 4 models in grade 9 grad dresses and he's always got his arms around them.
Yeah,
so
he's
like
leaning on them like he has palsy.
Yeah, like they're his crutches.
He's leaning on them like he needs to.
And everywhere he goes, these girls just follow around in the grad dresses.
Yeah, they were wearing like.
So that was probably like the producer's like, look, I'm making a film. Would you like to be one of the featured?
I guess
so. But this is like the craziness of Hollywood. Like this is like and crazy people go there. Like, Hollywood attracts the craziest of the crazy, and yeah, so that's why you get movies like that made.
Yeah, well, we did. What did we do? We did New Westminster, right?
We did New Westminster. We got to stay in a nice condo. We got to use Tim Dillon's Netflix.
Oh yeah, it's kind of fucking creepy going and seeing a comedian's like. You stay at a condo, and then you get to see, you get to see the trends of the previous comedian's Netflix, and you're like, interesting what this guy's up to. A lot of Teen Beat stuff.
I was watching.
A lot of, you could see that he had punched into the search engine, young female lead.
No, he did not.
Yep.
No, he did that.
He didn't. But
he watched a lot of stand-up specials.
He watched everything.
Like every single thing that's ever been on Netflix were on his. Like we sound like creeps for going through this, but hey, you left it logged in, dude. It's your fault. But then I started purposely watching like tween girl stuff to like fuck with his algorithms.
Oh, nice.
Well, why wouldn't you do that? Like I would expect anybody to do that if I kept mine logged in. But he's probably like, what the fuck? When did I watch like
and you can
dance,
see like
dance,
what they
girls
eat.
dance?
You can see like it's a little forensics on the the previous person.
Yeah.
It's like you open the fridge and it's sort of like a hard drive.
Oh yeah, coming into a comedy condo.
See what they're up to.
Yeah, seeing what the
you
people
can see
before
what
you
they
left.
dreamed that they were gonna eat.
Yeah, like we go to the grocery store first day where they were there. We get like about $100 worth of groceries. Carry them back to the condo. Yeah. Very heavy. His hands turn purple. My hands turn purple. We can't figure out the fucking elevators in this goddamn building.
Totally my idea too. Because I'm as soon as I go into a grocery store, I'm like, let's get everything.
Let's get everything.
Let's get it all then.
Yeah.
Might as well do it.
Yeah. So
we
we
were
had all
getting
this stuff.
bagels and cucumbers and tomatoes and
Berries.
lettuce and berries and it was
And
just great.
it's always too like, oh, we're gonna get all this healthy stuff, and then we're like, we're gonna eat all this. We barely ate half of it, and we ate like shit the rest of the time.
I thought I was gonna make 4 salads. I made none. 0.
Yeah, you
Zero
made a stew.
salads.
You made peanut butter stew.
I made my special peanut butter stew, which
isn't
bad.
It's really good. His special. He cooked more than me. I felt like I had a wife on. It was great.
Yeah, I cooked a couple things that just mediocre, fun things
Yeah.
that I can make.
Yeah.
Because I can't cook.
Yeah.
You
can
can
cook.
like guess. You can guess.
Yeah.
I can guess my way around.
Anybody can cook.
But yeah, we had all the lettuce was there.
The whole head.
Not
yes.
one leaf had been.
And I had bought like a Caesar salad kit that we only ate half of.
Yeah, but the donuts gone.
Gone immediately.
Pizza gone.
Gone immediately.
Because we were getting high, right? Like we were doing
yeah,
drugs.
we were getting
and stuff.
really
We were
high.
doing some drugs.
Oh, a lot of drugs. Not like acid. We were just getting high on weed.
Yeah, not before the show. We're
Not-
pros.
No, we're pros. I did get high before one show, but I thought it was going to be canceled. I'm not a pro. I was hosting, so we were outside and like it was in New West, and like crowds aren't big now, and let alone people having to come out to New West, and then like so we were standing there and we're like, well, this show's not going to happen, and then we found out. So I was like, this thing is bad, right? So this little weed pen, because I just sit and like
smoking like a cigarette.
Yeah, I smoke it like a cigarette, and then I'm like, woo, like right now, and but yeah, so I was really high hosting, but that was the best fucking show. That I think I had the most fun on that show of all the shows we did, because I just was like stoned and everyone was into that show. That was the best crowd.
And you know why you liked it so much is because you were like, oh my god, I'm high and this crowd's so small, so you were kind of like, I don't know about this. And then you got out there and you're like, I'm high, and they were like, hi, yeah, and then you're like, this is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be fun, and we did.
But the whole story of the show is written in that moment.
Yeah.
Like if you say like, I'm high right now, and the crowd kind of goes, oh. Then you're like, this whole show's gonna suck. It
was a good group of people. It was just like there was that table of teachers, which Sean pissed off one of the teachers, but he got her back.
Yeah.
But then she was a little,
she was tisky. Joke. She got a little tisky. She was basically like an old.
But this is why you pissed her off, because you said like you have to leave some children behind or something like that.
I talked about like you in your career, how many children have you left behind? And she was like, none. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like,
there's always a kid that you like at the beginning of the year and then you hate at the end of the year.
Like, you've given up on at least 20 children.
Yeah, given up on children. Yes.
And she's like, I would never give up on children.
She was like upset.
She got pretty pissed off.
She was upset, and she was like,
she was upset.
Were the rest of them teachers too?
They were all teachers.
So she was like the oldest teacher there. She's probably been teaching for 20, 30 years, and all the rest of the younger ones were like, shh, relax.
Like, calm down. He's just joking. He's just joking, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but he might think that you actually have left some children behind. I don't know.
Because I was telling a story about how I volunteer at my kid's school.
Yeah.
And then at the start of the year, the teachers were like, oh, make sure Philip's in your group. Like, Philip, like they're trying to scurry. There's always like 2 or 3 kids that are just not
paying attention.
Don't have a fucking clue.
Yeah.
And then at the start of the year, the teachers are really trying to involve them in the activities.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the year, you're like, oh, Philip's in my group. Philip, come here. And the teacher's like, don't fucking worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Let him go fucking over there. He likes he doesn't read, but he just touches books all day.
He reads through his fingertips.
He's in the middle of a book touch. Let him touch books. It's no big deal.
He's in the middle.
He doesn't need to learn anything about astrophysics. Because we'd be like making something, and I'm bad at when I volunteer at a kid's school. I'm really hoping it's like we're going to the thing, we're going to the museum, whatever. Because I'm good at like, hey kids, come with me. Like, but when it comes to like, hey kids, we're gonna build a fucking this, because they're always building shit. And I'm like, I can't build that. They're like, oh, it's simple. You just need glue, paper, and toilet rolls.
I used to run school programs at Fort Edmonton Park and John Walter Museum. And like John Walter Museum would always be kindergarten, and they would make, like in one area, they would go and make candles. Every kid in Edmonton did this. You'd go to make candles, and then another craft, and then you would go into this one place, and one station would make butter, one station would make biscuits, and one station would make ice cream. So like you would just move around, and each group would do a different step. So in the end, everybody got to do something. So like it's set out. The ice cream thing is so fucking easy. It's literally like milk, sugar, vanilla. You pour it into this thing, and then you just stir it. That's all you do. So this lady, this mom, she was really wanted to be at the ice cream station too. And because I don't know why, but so she's like, I'll be on the ice cream. So I just showed her everything. And like, this is all your ingredients, and then you just follow these steps. Super easy.
Yeah.
So
I love the fact that you talked. This is how you know this podcast is progressive. Because you talked about a woman wanting to work at the ice cream station without mentioning her weight.
Oh, she wasn't. She wasn't anything to worry about.
Because a lot of podcasts would say the bitch wasn't fat. I don't know why she wanted to work at the ice cream station. But because of your sensitivity to weight issues, you said it doesn't matter what size she was. She wanted to work at the ice cream station.
You know what? I literally did think shit. I literally was like, was she big or was she small? I thought that. I just didn't say it.
Exactly.
Because I'm learning.
Because you're growing.
I'm
not
growing,
physically, which would be fine if you were.
That'd be fine if I was growing. It'd be fine if I was growing.
Could she make ice cream?
No, because so what happens is like you just get these kids to stir and there's ice and like rock salt on the outside. And so these kids are stirring and it's supposed to get harder. Like you're supposed to the cranky is supposed to be.
I thought it would be easier.
No,
no, seriously, because it's ice and then you're turning it into.
But it's like this white metal cylinder with the shit in it and it's got paddles. So you're just turning it and as it moves because the ice melts the salt melts the ice. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, I don't know the science behind
this chick had a great trainer.
It didn't matter. So it's supposed to get harder. You're such an idiot. It was supposed to get harder, and the kids were like, wee, and then she's like, it's not like working. And I looked in, and it was like literally like soup. It looked like literally like, why is it not?
What have they done wrong?
She took there was salt. You're supposed to put a pinch of salt in it just for ice cream, and she took the salt and she thought it was pre-measured sugar. Like this was a fucking cooking show on the Food Network. Like everything was.
And you put all of that in.
And she dumped.
That's for the day. What the?
She dumped the whole.
Everybody's salt for the day. She put it in. You got 9 classes coming through. Yeah. All the salt.
All the salt's gone. And so then she's like, oh. And then so like I almost like it was disgusting. It was like milk and salt. It was disgusting. And so then she's like
salty milk.
So then she's like, oh shoot, okay, well we'll have to start another batch. I'm like, well no, you guys are done in 20 minutes. Like,
oh no, we have to. The kids have to have ice cream.
You ruined the ice cream. I didn't say it that way, but I'm like sorry. Like, and then all these kids were crying.
You know what an enemy you made?
I didn't do that. The mother did that.
Well, 20 minutes, and you know what?
I can't do it.
I'm gonna say this. You should have ice cream, like just some ice cream on standby
just in case a dumb mom comes through again.
That's right. That's right. In
Yeah.
case another dumb, there should always be like a 2-liter thing.
Yeah.
So that the kids are like, we didn't get to make ice cream.
Yeah.
And you're like, don't worry, guys.
Here's some ice cream.
Here's some real ice cream.
Here's like a little ice cream cup with a wooden spoon that makes the ice cream awful and hurt your teeth here. Do you remember those stupid Dixie cups with the wooden spoon? Ew, they're awful. That ice cream tastes weird too. On a wooden spoon. Not good.
I would like to. So the kids didn't get ice cream. Sorry, no. 20 minutes left.
I wasn't like that mean, but I was like, well, we don't even have, like, it would take another hour to make the ice cream. Like, it takes that long. So then all these kids are upset because they didn't get ice cream, and I'm just like, and then the mom's like, I can't remember how she was acting, but I think she was probably like, well, you should have a backup ice cream thing for us. She was probably, that's a parent. Yeah. That's how you know that you're a parent, because you're like, well, you gotta have backup ice cream. And I'm like, what the fuck? It
shouldn't just be down to me knowing how to mix 3 ingredients.
Yeah, like
that's unfair.
That's unfair.
Ice. I mean, how do you... I get confused just saying ice.
But she really wanted to be on the ice cream station, and she ruined...
Something's wrong with this.
The day for everyone.
Like, I think I would know immediately. Like, you know, or maybe you wouldn't.
Well, you wouldn't. Ice. You're supposed it's supposed to go slow, but if you're still cranking and it's like not even feeling like a little bit of pull.
What did she think the sugar was when she put the sugar in?
Well, the sugar, I don't know what she thought it was. Like,
she puts the salt in like it's sugar.
I think she just thought it was sugar.
Huh?
I think she thought it was just sugar, and then she thought the rock salt was so she probably put a chunk of rock salt in it too. I guarantee you she did. But yeah, it was like doing those programs like that. I did those programs because I thought I wanted to go into education, and then I did not. And it had nothing to do with the kids. It had everything to do with the parents.
And it's funny too, because not only did working around children after you graduated make you not want to be a teacher, make you never want to have children.
Yeah, it never made me.
So it was the double whammy.
It really.
That bowling ball took down all the pens.
In a great way.
Yeah. You went from like, I think I want to spend my life around children to like, I don't even want one that's mine.
Never.
I
don't even have one of my own.
That's how bad these people are.
Yeah, no. It was bad though, like, because parents were the worst part of it. Like, parents, like they just would like infuriate you. And I know if I was ever a teacher, because some of them, like one of the kids had a major learning disability issue. Like I have to clap in her face.
A parent is just a person who fucked. That's
that's all they are.
Sometimes we have like, oh, this parent. What kind of parent are you? Like, I'm a human being who fucked.
But some parents think that they're geniuses.
Oh yeah.
Not just people that fuck.
No.
That's my favorite thing to say on stage too. It's like, I mean, like I wouldn't let a man come inside of me, but I'm not a whore. Because I love calling moms like come downstairs and sluts.
That's not right.
I can't believe you let a man come inside of you.
Yeah, well, this dumpster produced a miracle baby, okay? This dumpster got filled with trash, and then Jesus came out of the fucking trash.
That's my favorite thing to do because it pisses. I've really gotten into making people angry. Like there was like a group of like douchey dudes at one of the shows. I had like hosting. I can't remember. I think I was headlining that week. Yeah, and they like I could see them out of the corner of my eye, and those guys. I get triggered by them. Just seeing them, I'm like, oh, these guys are going to hate me. They're going to be thinking I'm fat. They're going to be assholes the whole time. Yeah, so I really go in on...
shape now, so you...
I don't know. I'm big.
Yeah, but they're going to... Hey, look at her.
Yeah, but they don't know me as bigger, so they're like, they don't...
What would you be more horrified by them being like, yeah, get over here, bitch?
I don't know. I have PTSD.
You're gross.
I have PTSD from guys telling me I'm gross. That's probably what it is. But so anyway, so then I just went really hard on white guys have small dicks, white guys have small dicks. Look at all these tiny white dicks. Oh my God, I fucking hate a white dick. And I'm like, oh, look at your girlfriends are laughing. You must have a small white dick. And I just went tiny white dick crazy on that show. I still did well and people liked it, but I wouldn't have gone that hard if I hadn't seen those dudes there.
Oh yeah, you could. That's absolutely a road you can go down. You could do a whole show about like tiny dick, motherfucker. Like it's kind of fun. People still think that's fun, right? Yeah. We're maybe 10 years away from like small penis being considered body shaming or whatever, but we're a long way from there.
We're never getting there. No, we're never getting there.
I couldn't go on stage and be like, well, look at these small titted chicks.
Yeah, I know, but that's because...
Look at these chicks all have small tits. What am I gonna listen to these small titted chicks?
But the thing is, like, this is
Don't you hate it when these small titted chicks are like, hey, man, it's like, you don't even have tits, why are you talking?
But this is why it'll never be bad to dick shame, because men have had it good for so long that you're never, no one's ever.
But what I'm saying is that what I just said about tits is something that like you could have done in the 50s.
Oh yes, I mean? yeah,
and
for sure.
And now it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like we think like, oh yeah, small dick, it's always going to be there. But like 10 years from now, it could be in the category of like. Actually, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, and there might be like a hashtag movement for the small dick guys.
Yeah.
Who knows what would that
All we've done is given guys with big dicks more confidence, and it hurts us. You know?
It really hurts us. I'm hurt.
It's hurt the cause of women because all this small dick shaming has really made a lot of guys with big dicks bigger assholes.
It is though. Oh my, yeah, the guys with big dicks.
We've turned big dick guys into like, you know, you need to pay. Like if you would like, if some guy had a 12-inch dick now, he's fucking sitting there like, you're gonna have to pay me to be your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like I've heard you talk about small dicks.
Well, whenever I see,
I need $500 a month for this dick.
Whenever I see like a really weird looking dude, I'm like, money or big dick. If he's with a hot girl, of course that's a horrible thing to just think, but. I do. I think.
Well, that's why dick showers exist, right? When you talk about like, why is that guy showing his dick? It's usually a guy who's like,
look at this one.
I'm not going to get any pussy just as a janitor.
Yeah.
I have to take the coveralls off once in a while and say like, boom.
Although I will
say, Daddy, look at what Daddy's packing.
I will say,
look at the mop on this.
When I was single, I always loved guys in Carhartts. That's the hottest thing ever, guys in cars. Because you knew they had a job and it probably had benefits, right? Like you weren't worried that they just worked in a warehouse. They probably were a welder or something. Right. And you're like, oh, this guy could provide for me. Like it's just this weird animal instinct, right? Just to be attracted to Carhartts.
And then you blow him and you, as you're blowing him out of the corner, you see this thing on the wall. It's like, first year apprentice. And you're like, God damn it! I'm not even blowing a journeyman.
But he might become a journeyman one day.
Yeah, but...
I'm going to get on the ground floor so he doesn't think I'm
You're right. Good idea. Start a record label. Steal comedians' money.
Oh, I tried to date those kind of guys and it was awful.
Well, there was a fun car ride though. When we drove to New West from Edmonton. It took about 13 hours.
Yes, and the first trip, the trip there was really exciting because I was driving and we brought Dottie and Eugene so Dottie and Eugene could go and stay with Adam's parents in Langley for the weekend or the week. So they had.
And that was the funny part is like the lead up to it because you were like, that's why I could never have kids. I hate.
I was not saying that. I didn't lead up to that. I said afterwards.
Well, no, before we were talking, because remember when Dottie started puking?
I talked about that before.
When Dottie started puking, you were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I was talking about like, you know, you
were
like that's because you were like, what? That's why I had dogs.
Yeah, because
instead of kids, because I don't like cleaning up puke.
I don't think I said that exactly because I
cleanups or something. I don't like, you know, and then
Dottie projectile vomited all over your lap.
Yeah.
Like, it was so bad. And not a little bit of puke. And no warning. No, like,
no, there was no
just hose.
It was just
hose.
Like, she was just like, here you go, fuckface. It was like, what the fuck?
So
and then I don't know dogs, so I'm like, is she marking her territory? Is this how they mark their territory? With like an old kibble?
Yeah, so I'm like, and you're just like, whoa, and I'm like, what? And like, he's just covered in vomit.
Oh yeah.
And then we had to pull over the side of the road so he could change and I could clean, like just vomit everywhere, all over the front seat.
She puked about 8 times.
Yeah, I think she did shit in the car once.
Some shitting and puking.
Like she had something.
Something went wrong.
So she was ill. And then I was a little worried. Like, I was like, fuck, what is going on with her? This is crazy. But then we get to, when we finally
there was a point where it was like, okay, we may not get to New West today.
Yeah.
If she was like, you know, if she kept puking, we probably couldn't have got there.
Yeah. It was
we would have had to stop somewhere.
It was so sad. She puked on your golf bag.
She puked on my legs, my golf bag, and then like a few other things.
She puked in her booster seat. Like, she was
basically
just having a bad time.
We would stop. Put her in the front seat. We'd go inside for a second and then come out and there'd be puke on the seat. Yeah. Because she just like puked while we were sitting there or whatever.
And we couldn't like it wasn't, we thought it might have been car sickness, but she's ridden, like she's done that drive a few times. So she's never gotten sick and anything. So then I was like, I don't know what's going on with her. But I'm like, well, I guess she could have eaten something because we just moved into a new backyard. So then we get to Adam's parents' house.
Dog moms always think they ate something instead of taking responsibility.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Dog moms, like, they must have got into something. But the rest of us know.
Oh, the kids must have poured the salt in. That wasn't me. I think the mom actually did blame a kid. I think because I think the mom was like, well, I think he put it in there and goes, but you told me to. Like, yeah. Because kids are so honest. It's
That's
good.
Great.
You can't.
Yeah, like, well, she tries to get you privately and say, like, he poured it all.
Yeah.
I didn't. You said to.
You told me to.
Yeah, so there was a little puke, but then once we hit Jasper, the puking stopped. Yeah. The scenery was nice.
I almost cut my foot open on a broken piece of glass.
You had to pay $1,500 for a dog vet bill?
Yeah. It was, but this is what, but then.
I can see you're glad I brought that up. Yeah.
Yeah. And how much did I make? 800. Okay.
But yeah, well, you walked away with $100.
At least $100, at least.
Small dogs need vets.
But yeah, well, that's the thing, because then I didn't know what to, but when we got to Adam's parents' house, Dottie was running around and she was fine and everything. And then I said she was sick, so just watch her. And then I get a phone call the next morning from Adam's dad being like, you need to come here. Like, Eugene has been vomiting all night, diarrhea, like just, he looks like, and then Adam's mom was like, he looks so upset, like he's scared and stuff. So then I'm like, great, my dogs are both dying of some poison. And I'm trying to think of everything they could have eaten or everything like that. And so then Adam's sister is a vet tech, so she met me at this vet. They called like the regular vet, but of course it was a weekend, so they were closed. So I had to go to this specialist, which made it extra expensive because they're a special vet. And it's the one that she works at.
What's a special vet?
They have like rich people take their dogs there.
They probably like, we do it all in house.
Yeah, like there's surgeons there. There's like
we need to get a blood work. We need to get a blood panel done on Eugene.
Well, they did, and so then they give me this quote, and they're like, this is what it's gonna do. So then they said, well, when we touched Eugene's stomach, he growled like it was tender, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, that's just Eugene. When you touch Eugene, he gets mad if he doesn't know you. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know about that. But then Adam's sister's like, she's like, you could just wait and see. But like little dogs, if something's wrong, it goes wrong quick. She's like, if they were bigger dogs, I would say wait a day and then like see what happens. But she's like, if they're little and there's something wrong, then like it's life or death.
That's why you don't get little dogs. You can't even wait that critical 24 hours to save yourself $1,400. You got to take little dog in immediately.
Yeah,
like, so we're going to get a blood panel done.
They both got blood panels.
What? We can get a blood workup and an X-ray done unless you don't love your dog.
Yes, that's the thing.
Like, because if you don't even love your dog, then
don't worry about it.
You don't have to pay for any of it.
Yeah.
So
you can just go get a new dog if that's what you want.
Do you love your dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's every vet trip is like, do you love your dog or not?
Yeah. So we got blood work.
$1,500 now, or you go home, your dog dies, guilt forever.
Guilt forever. And like they're like, well, so we're recommending blood work and X-rays, and I'm like, well, okay, Dottie doesn't need an X-ray because Dottie's doing better, so let's just do blood work on her, and then the X-ray, I guess, do it on Eugene because they thought something might be blocked inside of him. Which now I'm like, why would something be blocked if they're both sick? Anyways,
I think it was a screw job.
I don't know, but so
you didn't have a choice.
No, and then what do they tell me? Oh, they must have gotten into something.
That's
I know.
What Mommy said in the first place.
That's what I said.
I told you that for free in the car ride.
And I was willing to let them, but then they got special food and they got like medicine to make them feel less sick. So they felt better after, which is good, and they weren't sick anymore. But god damn it, like, and that is a horrible feeling. You're sitting there looking at this quote where it's like $700 a dog, and you're just like, oh my god, I gotta get pet insurance because I can't make this choice ever again. Like, it's so fucking much money, and like, and they really, like, because you love your dog so much. I know people that gave their dog like a $5,000 surgery and it still passed away, and they still had to pay the full bill. Like, so you have a dead dog that you have to pay for their cremation and ashes because it's $1,000. Would you like an urn? It's $1,000, but I mean, it's forever. And then like,
I'm sorry.
So then they get this like $7,000 bill and no dog.
Billy's dead. I'm sorry, but Billy didn't pull through the $5,000 surgery.
Defund the veterinarians. They're not funded. They're not funded, but
well, because that's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
It's not a human, like, you know. I guess they do warn you, like, he might pass away, but you're still thinking, like, well, I mean,
there's a chance.
$5,000,
yeah.
like.
Or even when I got my dogs neutered, they have like, so it's gonna be this much, and then so there's a test that we can do. It's $100. It's just to see if he might be allergic to any of the anesthesia and might not die. Would you like this test? And I'm like, well, does he need it? They're like, no, it's just in case. And I'm like, well, what are the chances that he could die? And they're like, there's no way of saying. We just don't know.
There's no hard science on it.
So then I was poor, and I'm like, I can't afford this. So I just said no. And then the whole day Eugene was there, I was just like, please make it through. Please make it through. What if he dies?
Remember I was talking about, like, remember when I was talking about, like, that's how you know whether somebody has money or not, is their dog's name. You know, because poor people always put a lot of thought into it.
They do.
Poor people are like, Eugene, Yoda! You know, they have like, fun, quirky, like, rich people are like, get away from my hot tub, orange cat. They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
Get out of here, Fluff. Get away from me.
Yeah, no, they don't. Yeah, rich people do care.
And then they don't need pet insurance. They're like, yeah, if I can kill it. Or they're just like, yeah, go pay for it. Who cares?
Yeah. It's just crazy that, like, and everyone says pets are expensive, and they are, and it's part of everything.
We give vets, we really do give vets a free ride. Like, we're very
and
quick to
even,
criticize.
like, payment plans usually.
We're very quick to criticize, like, dentists and their money.
Yeah.
We're very quick to criticize surgeons and their money and their time off and their vacations. But we let vets. We just say, like, oh, vets are the best.
Yeah.
Vets are awesome.
Yeah.
We love vets.
Vets think they're the fire.
They make as much money as fucking dentists. They're as crooked as fucking dentists.
Yeah, dentists. That's another one that's crazy.
A cat comes in, and then I'm like, I need to examine this animal. And then I just gotta touch his belly, and
and it makes a sound.
And then I can just kind of tell by its eyes how old it is or whatever. And I'm like, fucking, this thing needs to be put down.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, it's his time. And they'd be like, okay. And then I'd fucking find the poison needle and just fill it. I just fill it. You know, I don't, how many cc's? Just fill the fucker.
Oh my god.
I just fill the needle and then load it with poison, and then it dies, you know. Yeah. And then I say, I'm so sorry, everybody, and blah, blah, blah. And then I move on to my next client. And then if the cat looks fine, I could just say, he actually is fine.
Yeah.
You know?
But that'll be $1,000.
But that'll be $1,000.
Yeah. He looks fine. He looks good.
And how long would it take for me to get busted if I just went back and forth between kill it, give it a clean bill of health, depending on how it physically looks when I examine it? How long would I get away with that?
You could get away with it. I think I'd get away with
it for possibly 6 months.
Yeah, for a while. For sure.
Just like any old looking motherfucker.
But then you would have killed so many people's pets.
And I'd run out of poison or whatever it is. I'd have to get extra of that because I'm loading it with
so much.
I'm too embarrassed to ask one of the other vets. How many units do you normally put in of the shit that kills them?
You would have a put down count on the front of your thing. Put down over 1 million pets here.
I don't know. I wouldn't enjoy killing them.
No.
I'm not a safe, but I'm just saying, That's the one high-paying job that I could fudge my way through for 6 months without anybody really knowing.
Yeah.
Just like, I'd kill it and then take it to the front desk and, what's somebody going to be like, let's do an autopsy on this fucking... We're actually thinking of digging up that feline.
We want to find out what really happened. You're like Dr. Death of your pets.
We're going to have to exhume the 60 cats that Dr. Sean put down. We have reason to believe none of them were ill.
And I love that you call yourself Dr. Sean and Dr. LaComber, because that's somebody that wouldn't be like, I'm Dr. Sean.
Hi.
I'm not really a doctor, Dr. Phil. Like
My family made me stop saying Dr. LaComber.
Because it's legal.
Because they have that name too. Anyway,
God.
I'm Dr. Sean and I represent myself and myself alone. And I'm here to kill animals and set some free and get away with it and make $125,000 a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A sweet little living for that fake vet. I don't know. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. You know what else we did in Vancouver that was funny? I didn't even talk about this with you, but so I have 2 friends in Vancouver. I have Glenn and Samson. And then I'm like, well, let's all go out together. And whenever I try to merge girlfriends together, it usually is everyone's woo and having a great time, but it's trying to merge dude friends together is impossible. Not like you guys didn't like each other, but it was just I was like, well, these guys are just being, is it because you're men and you're just I don't know, it was weird.
Are you talking about me and Samson?
You and Samson and Glenn, the 3 of you together, I was just well, they're kind of just humoring me, I feel hanging out together. Because when I have girlfriends that I meet for the first time, they're always by the end of the hangout, they're woo!
We're gonna do this again!
Yeah, it's so weird.
I got your phone number, you got my phone number.
Yeah, but then we have our Instagrams. I'm gonna follow you on Instagram.
Oh my god, you're not following me?
Crazy.
I was already following you, girl.
But I think it's just guys just don't do that kind of shit. They just...
No.
Not you didn't like each other or anything like that, but it was just I was just thinking in my head the whole time, I'm it's so different trying to get guy friends together.
Well, but whenever there's that situation, everybody just floats around the nucleus.
Yeah.
So you've got one person who everybody knows. Mm-hmm. So I'm your friend, Samson's your friend, Glenn's your friend, you're the nucleus of that interaction. Yeah. And then we're just electrons floating around the nucleus saying, hey, nucleus, what's up?
Well, now I feel special.
Yeah. So the little electrons sometimes bump into each other oh, I like soccer too. Ouch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But mostly we're just floating around the nucleus going, hey, what did you do yesterday?
Yeah, it was...
Maybe if we hung out a little more.
But it feels different. I've had girlfriends that don't know each other all meet and everyone's best friends by the end of it. And then guys are nice to meet you, never talk to you again. It's really funny. It's just this weird... I noticed. Yeah. We also found out about Sound Exchange that day. Remember the whole week we were both stressed out?
We're I don't know what
that's
this
the
is
thing about Sound Exchange. You have no idea how much you're going to get. So you're checking the website every day at the end of the month. To and he told me 5 days too early that it was coming.
I try to be that's
I
true.
thought it was next month. I thought we weren't getting it till I thought it was August.
I'm a pessimist, but so I'm oh, it's gonna be nothing, That's why I'm filling your head with that stuff.
Yeah, and I'm checking every day for 5 days, probably about 10 times a day, and checking, and then Sean is in the grouchiest mood. Not you weren't bad, but you were down.
Grouchy?
You were down because you were stressing yourself out, worrying about what you were gonna get.
I guess so, yeah.
And then I'm sitting there, we're having tacos, and I checked, and I I screamed.
Oh yeah, and I knew right away.
He knew right away.
She just got her.
And then
that scream can only mean one thing.
And then Glenn and
I'm pregnant.
Yeah, Glenn and Samson were what the fuck?
What the hell?
And then and we both were good. We were good. We didn't have to worry. But and then when you found out how much you were getting, you just became the happiest person, and I'm
for about 2 hours, you're yahoo!
Everything's great. You were let's go on a helicopter ride.
Yeah, I was let's fucking. You see something fly over your apartment building, you're why don't we on?
We're millionaires.
We've got enough money to get on that machine.
We're not millionaires.
No, my God.
We're not even enough money to get on that machine, but it was so funny that we were both you were what's the fanciest restaurant in Vancouver? I'm taking you to the fanciest restaurant.
If you think I'm rich, can take a look through my dresser.
Yeah.
At my fucking clothing.
Yeah, but that's the thing is you find out you're going to be okay for the next 3 months. Because it's really saved every comic that uses it. It's saved our butts. But it's a good feeling, and then you're just okay, everything will be, even if I'm late on a bill right now, I know I'm going to be able to pay it in a month when I finally have that money.
Well, as a comedian, and especially in Canada, you're not used to any kind of financial.
No. And we were talking also about like how, well, some people are like, oh, it's easy money. But I'm like, excuse me, I've driven to Fort St. John for $100. I've like put in my fucking time and made absolutely no money. So this isn't just, it's easy money, and it is easy money. You do one album, you do one show, and it pays you for a while. But this is just us finally getting paid.
Yeah, a lot. Some of it's back pay for sure.
Making up for the times you did you headlined for Bob Angeley for $100.
Going to Fairview, like picking up. I remember like I think probably 15 times in my career, I picked up a headliner from the airport.
Yeah.
Drove them to Fairview. Drove them right back after the show in Fairview to Edmonton.
Yeah.
Went home, and like a week and a half later, I'd get a check for $60.
Yeah. And go to work the next morning after you drove all night.
Yeah, so you just like, I don't know. I did put in some dirt.
We did put in some dirt.
Yeah,
we do deserve this.
Like not road comedy, dirt road comedy.
Yeah, absolutely dirt road comedy.
Off the track.
Just horrible gigs. Just like making absolutely $0. Having to work with demanding, mean headliners, and having to be okay with it.
Like, so comedy was fun though. It's a good.
Oh, it was very fun.
Good club.
It's a very good club. Hopefully, I mean, I don't think the border's opening for another year.
Yahoo! Is that good? I don't know.
It's good news for us because they can't bring American comics up, and I mean, like.
Yeah, that's what you want is to just be like getting work because you're holding Canadian bookers.
I know, isn't that crazy?
With the border
but why do we have to be put in that position?
I will pull the trigger on this American headliner. Book me now. Okay, settle down. What week are you open? Settle down. Let's look at your availability.
Yeah, but that's like why do we have to act like that? That's crazy. Like, and they've always said, well, you guys aren't draws and this and that. Well, I had at least 25 people come out to see me specifically.
Yeah, maybe they were mentally challenged.
They were, but who cares?
They
were butts in the seats. They ordered food. They ordered chicken fingers.
I mean, crazy people drink.
Crazy people drink.
Because you had some crazy.
I drink. I'm crazy.
You had one crazy fan that was fun.
Oh my god, yeah.
Old Ronnie Lockjaw. What was her name?
Courtney.
Yeah,
I was in the middle of my show and out of nowhere.
Deep blinker. I've never seen somebody blink that deeply. Like she would just like blink. Yeah. Like a big old like boing.
She was drunk
she had glue in her eyes. Like oh.
Be nice. She was a fan and she like brought me a bottle of gin and I'm I don't really drink gin, but thank you.
And she sent you a note on stage and said like, I brought you some stuff and I'm not a lesbian.
No, the note said, come back to the inn with us. P.S. I'm not a lesbian. And I'm like, okay, all right.
Well, I'm not coming back to the inn then.
No, I'm good. Yeah, if you were a lesbian, I'd come back to the inn. But now if I know we're just going to sit around and drink, I'm not coming.
Yeah, it's gross.
But she had a bottle of Baja Rosa with her too. And we all went across the street to this bar to because I had other friends there. So we were all hanging out. And then it's awkward because of social distancing because you only have a certain amount of people per table. And the staff was going to come and hang out with us. So they were way over there because she was there.
So because of social distancing, I ended up in a fucking
corner
just me and Courtney.
Yeah.
They're like, you two are going to have to move over. Like, me and Crazy?
Yeah.
I got to sit with Uncle Crazy?
Yeah. And she had
How long have you known Kathleen? Oh, a lot of people say I should also do comedy.
Stop it.
Yeah.
So
then you should? What kind of material do you have? And she's like, oh.
She had one good joke,
She did have one good joke. She had something about, what was it? Well, actually, it was...
a good line.
Yeah, it was
I don't remember what it was.
Victim shower, she called it.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like...
It's a horribly dark joke, but it was...
Yeah, but she's like, I call it a victim shower.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Did she think of that or did you hear that somewhere?
Yeah, what the...
Yeah. But she also, this bottle of Baja Rosa that she brought into the bar... And she goes up to the bar, she goes, how much is the corkage for a Baja Rosa?
What's your corkage fee for Baja Rosa?
And they're like, you can't have that in here. Like, you can't. And she's like, oh, we're not drinking it, relax. So then she goes to, the Circle K down the street and gets a bunch of coffee cups. And she comes in with these coffee cups. We're going to go drink this outside. And she, was like, if we didn't go, she would have, had a fit. So we all go outside, and we're drinking out of coffee cups.
Yeah.
Baja Rosa,
and then she fills it. We're
like a
milkshake. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get a shot of that. And she's like, goop, 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 goop.
Yeah.
It just fills my coffee cup.
Yeah.
Fills everybody's coffee cup. And we're standing outside of a bar.
We're standing outside of a Starbucks.
Next to the police station.
Drinking this. And just, yeah, but.
White priv.
Yeah, that's true. That is
But
true. If we were not white people standing around
We're
drinking,
like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah,
oh,
the
we're just
cops would've
drinking
said
Baja
something.
Rosa. Like, get the fuck out of here.
that is total white. Yeah.
White people next to the police station drinking Baja Rosa out
holy
of coffee
shit.
mugs.
Oh my god. I just. Ugh.
But yeah, Courtney was,
That's
she was a powder keg.
Yeah, she was.
And then she left. Remember when the weird thing
Her
about
boyfriend was with her for a bit, and then he just was like, "I'm out of
But
here."
her exit was classic because she was hammered, and then she ordered 2 pints for last call.
Oh yeah.
She's like, I got an idea.
Yeah.
So she gets 2 giant pints for last call, and then as everybody, it showed you like how little she gave a fuck about us compared to alcohol.
Yeah.
Because like everybody was talking, and she like waited for a moment when it looked like everybody was and then she just grabbed both full pints, put them under her jacket, and walked out and walked back. But everybody saw it. Like everybody's like, "Look at her go!" And then the bartender's like, "There she goes."
I think the bartender's on was like, "I don't even want to attempt to try and stop this."
In and says, "What's your Baja Rosa's corkage fee?" You're like, "Corkage fee? We're a pub."
So yeah, I'm a draw of crazy people.
You're a crazy draw.
But that's the thing is like,
I think we've done how much time?
About an hour.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry to shut you. No, it's just. No, I'm sorry about.
I just like this. I just think that like this argument that Americans are bigger draws. Certain ones are, but some of the ones that come up here are not. And
no,
we're the same.
So
level,
then you're just doing it reputationally. You're doing it to be associated with, and then so then you have to ask yourself like, if I'm booking people just to reputationally be associated with Los Angeles, New York City, Phoenix, Dallas, like. If it doesn't represent more money to my club, then what am I doing? What am I doing it for? Am I doing it just for? Because you could be helping Canadian comedians, right?
Yeah.
You could say like,
you could be helping create a following for these Canadian comedians who would then bring people to your show and your club. But like all of the bookers across Canada do not promote any of us. Like all of them.
They're not necessarily responsible for doing that.
Not. But if they were smart, they would.
It would be help, like, yuck. There are, like, rumors, yucks.
Yeah.
Like, there are clubs and absolutes. Like, there are clubs that book, quite a few Canadians and have, like, a mix, which is kind of what you...
That's all I want, a mix.
It should be, it should be like, okay, we're going to bring in a couple Americans because we need to get, we do want... Because the fact of the matter, like, from talking to comedy bookers, they'll say, like, Americans do just intrinsically sell more tickets and drive more interest.
Yeah, because they have credits and stuff.
So it is more about what Canadians think, But at the same time...
absolutely. But that's also always their argument. Well, Canadians don't like Canadians. I'm like, but that's not true because I have people that come out to see me. That's not true. They don't have a choice to see us. It's not that they don't want to see us. It's that everybody's in this weird circle. Nobody wants to see Canadians. Because nobody will put us on their stages and we can't grow a reputation. Well, the reason why the Americans are famous is because they go to the Comedy Store and they become little stars at the Comedy Store and then they go out. Yeah. Canada, you work your whole fucking career and nobody knows who you are, cares who you are, knows your name. You just
Canadians are cheaper and easier to get. And also Canadians are like, we're used to getting treated like shit.
So save money for a week out of the month.
You can save a lot of money.
One Canadian a month.
Save money.
How is that bad? One Canadian a month. You would save so much. It's not asking a lot.
Because we're the kind of people that'll be at the condo and like, oh my god, the window broke. We better fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or we'll never get booked here again.
Yeah, no. And the American headliner would throw the couch off the side.
A rock fell out of my hand. My agent isn't answering his phone, but I figured I'd call you directly. I was playing rock. I was
playing rock glass.
Look, I was mad about the Late Show, and I fucking lost it. I threw a rock through your window.
Yeah.
I'm not a prima donna or anything, and this doesn't normally happen to me, but I threw rocks through several of your windows here at the condo.
Yeah. So
and it's a little drafty, so if you could fix it tonight, I'd like it.
You need to fix it tonight because I can't lose my voice tomorrow.
It's cold.
I can't lose my voice tomorrow. But yeah, so like I just tell people to write clubs and ask for Canadian. You have to if they don't see it, they're never gonna think that it's existed.
Letter.
It's not even a letter.
Send them like a birthday card with this written in it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's my birthday. And then like, surprise asshole. What I really want you to do is book more Canadians.
Who knows how this is all going to end up. But, we didn't even scratch it.
Let's scratch it.
I got to think.
You're way better at this.
Okay, you do the talking.
Okay, I'll do the talking. Kathleen is playing a game called Alberta Gold.
Yeah.
You can win up to $100,000 playing Alberta Gold.
This little pen thing is really coming in handy. Look at this thing.
She's giving it a good wipe.
I'm just trying to find. I'm just trying to find the barcode because we like to do this lazily. I can't find. We might have to actually do this like actual people. Where's the barcode?
As you can tell, she's scratching on wood.
Where's the barcode?
Where's the barcode? There it is. Is that it?
No. This is hilarious. Okay, well, let's see if we've won here. 100,000. 100,000. 100,000.
Okay, we did it.
We did it. We won 100,000.
Okay.
Oh well. Let's just donate it.
We should pretend we won one.
And then donate it
to causes.
We didn't win there. Where's this fucking barcode? Now this is great radio. There it is.
There it is.
This is great podcasting, Kathleen.
That's fine.
Okay, now we will take the trusty authenticator.
Do it. Here
and
we
see
go.
if we've won.
Moment of truth.
Can we afford vet bills for life?
Vet bills for life.
Appears to be not winning.
Good God. Sorry, Eugene.
Sorry, Eugene, you're gonna die. Oh, look, he's doing the Titanic. He's doing the Titanic camera work, the cinematography.
Oh, yeah.
The Titanic. Whoa! The Titanic.
Both do it.
Okay, wait, no, one does it. You go.
And you just sit there like a weirdo. Is anything moving?
Well, that was fun.
Thanks for being on our podcast. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, keep listening.
Or stop.
Or stop, whatever.